Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to this channel. I hope you're all doing well. So, for those that don't know, I am Fola and I am a lecturer in public health in the UK. I started as an international student. Now I'm lecturing, senior lecturing actually. And I just decided to open up this channel to sort of like present my own experiences and how I got here and some information that might be useful to you. So if you find this valuable, please like, subscribe, and do all the nice stuff. So anyway, for this video, we have started a series on PhD and everything that has to do with PhD in the UK. Obviously, some of this can be translated to other countries and context. So for this one, I want to talk about selecting the university that you would like to do your PhD in. There are different reasons or different factors that would influence that process or that decision in terms of selection. The first one, and that's literally the main one, is the type of funding that you have. So if you have a self-funded option, that means you are either getting scholarship from an organization. So excuse me, some people would get from where they're working, which is like a company will sponsor your PhD, so that would still be classified as self-funded. Some people would get from government, that would also still be classified as self-funded. And some people would get from, out of pockets, friends, family, and that is also still classified as self-funded. Now, the one that is scholarship based or studentship, as they call it here in the UK, is those ones that you get from either the university itself, or you get from a lecturing group, or a lecturer that has gotten funding from an organization in that university as and put advert out there for you to be enrolled or to be employed, so to say. So you're almost like an employee to an extent in that context. So those are the two main ways of funding PhD that sort of like and that sort of like determines or sort of like explains where you would get your the school. So the first one is if you're self-funded, which obviously means you are bringing the funding either from your pocket or from an organization or from government in your country, or anyhow the money is coming, but it's coming through you. You will be self-funded, and that means for that classification is very easy, or is easier for you to actually decide on which university fits your, sorry, I keep getting notification coming. So that would help you. It will be easy for you to decide which university fits your criteria in terms of their reputation, in terms of the location, in terms of the cost, and all the good stuff, and also in terms of the expertise of lecturers or supervisors that will be available for you in that university. So if you have self-funding or funding coming through you, it makes it easier for you to make such decision without necessarily compromising on key aspects. You are looking for those that have good reputation in terms of the university as a whole. So obviously this is just talking about funding. There are other factors as well. The another factor will be looking at making it easy for you to decide is also, if you bring funding, you can decide on the expertise or the skills of those that will be supervising you. So you go through their profile on their university. Every university have staff profile out there for easy access, so you can look through the profile of the supervision team or the staff team and decide, okay, I think I like where this is, or I don't like it, and make a decision on changing or not selecting or not selecting that university. So that would be another thing. Another one is the I'm losing my train of thought. So I've talked about the funding after. Oh yeah, the location. So if you have self-funding as well, it makes it easier for you to also decide on the location. One place that many people, not all, don't really fancy is somewhere in London, for example, because of the high cost of living. So many people would choose not to. I mean, it's not like London still have a lot of people coming in terms of international students for both undergraduates and postgraduates anyway, but it's sort of like it's something that some people use in making their decision, because London is on average more expensive than anywhere in the UK to an extent. So they it's sort of like it's somewhere that is, if you have the choice, might be avoided. Obviously there are other reasons why people come to London, but we're not going to get into that. So location as well. And now when it comes to studentship, which is the one that the university, you're getting the funding through the university, either directly from the university. I got directly from the university, so my university then paid for my own a PhD. So, but some people get from a lecturer who's, or groups of lecturers who got funding from an organization, or any funding body, and then they put it out there. So irrespective of if you get directly from the university or you get from a lecturer or groups of lecturers or researchers, all of that is put under studentship and or scholarship funded type of a PhD. So your decision in terms of selecting university is a bit is, in fact, is a lot limited based on that the fact that they are funding your university. It's very rare. It's not like it's not possible, but it's slim that you have multiple scholarships and you just decide, okay, then it becomes all right. What's the reputation? What's the prospect of me getting a job with this certificate and the rest of that? But in most cases where you have funding, which most cases is just one funding that you've secured, you mostly would use that to decide. And so you are really kind of limited in terms of the supervisory team, the research interest of the university. If everything aligns with yours, you just have to go with it. I mean, it's a lot of money. You That's why you see some people be like, I like cancer research, and then they see funding and they're like, yeah, tuberculosis is not that bad anyway. It's also a good public health area if you're interested in public health. I'm just using that as an example. So that's that. And also another thing is, what also determines selecting university is qualification. So universities have different criteria. The very key, the most important one for PhD, or one of the most important one, not the most, but one of the most important one for PhD, is your proposal. What are you going to do? How did you think about the not public health issue, but the issue that you're going to be addressing? I keep going public health. Sorry, people. I am so public health thorough. That's why. But the issue you're going to be addressing. So having a really nice, robust proposal that clearly outlines the aims, the objectives, the gap in knowledge, and how you address those gaps with really innovative approaches or innovative methods to in terms of your research, and obviously understanding everything that has to do with research. So you are addressing issues in the proposal, and also that you're not too ambitious, because sometimes students pile a lot in their proposal, and you're like, you actually don't know what you're talking about, because if this is not. So really pulling out those elements of where you will be limited, or what are the things that might limit your research, and be as realistic about what you promise to achieve in your proposal as possible, would also be something very key. But in addition to that, your qualification, some universities will take you up if you have just BSc degrees, but not for international students. Mostly you will have to be a home student to get such pass. For international students, you would mostly require a master's degree, and in some you would also require some experience, or even wealth of experiences to support your application. Universities, if you're going to be using a method, they will expect you to have an idea of the method, of the to have skills for those methods that you'll be using. So for example, if you say, I'm going to use maybe geographic information system or some nice software, you would need to show somewhere in your application that you have those skills, you've learned them, you know what it takes, and you can sort of like use them in addressing the problem that you've identified. So that is also something else in terms of selecting university. It would also be, have you met the criteria for that university? I mean, do you have the qualification and the skills before they accept you? So you look at schools and you think about it when you go into websites, their website. You will see the informations they would ask you. If you genuinely, objectively feel you don't meet those requirements, probably it's either better to maybe apply somewhere else, or even if you apply to that university, keep your option open and apply to somewhere else, because universities, although we always hungry for PhD students, we also have like minimum standard, and that standard has to be met before someone is admitted into the program. So most time when you apply for a PhD, when you submit your application, it gets sent to review panels, and the review panels would read through your application, try and judge if you understand what it takes to do a PhD and what you're proposing, if you have the skills, if you have the qualification, and you meet all the requirements, and also if you can complete it within the time frame before they then offer you the admission. So that will be something for you to keep in mind before also selecting or deciding to select a university. I'm not sure if I've missed out any other elements on selecting universities and those factors that you need to consider as you are hunting for your PhD. But I think I'm going to end this here. Again, I think I'm going to end this here. I would keep going on in terms of what I will be talking about for the next PhD video. Obviously, if I've missed anything and you would like me to clarify, to go back, just pop in the comments section or send me personal messages. I'm happy to respond. For those that have been contacting me, you will see I respond. Yeah, I did. I try. I know. All right. I have so many students, and I'm trying. But anyway, I have my students, and I'm still sort of like doing this. So good, so good. I don't know why I'm rambling. All right, so I will see you all in another video. I think the next video I'll be talking about is about selecting supervisor, and just I think I might change my mind if I think of something more pressing to discuss in the meantime. So, but anyway, for now, do have a good day, good hunting for PhD. Hopefully we get there together, and yeah, bye bye. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as usual if you like this. If you find it of any use, I'll be very, very grateful and appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.